Some world facts, some interesting stuff. I checked out a website that has a population counter. Current population 6.9. This is last night, so there's been a few thousand more people dumped into the earth since then. 6.96 billion people on our earth. 6.96 billion people. Now, of those people, 1.4 billion live on under $1.25 a day in our world. So it's really important that you understand that I'm just going to share facts with you. I don't judge it. I'm just sharing facts. You can do whatever you want with the facts. So, about a fifth of the world lives on under $1 a day. And the reason that number is significant, the UEnd says under $1 a day is significant. Well, under that number, people are dying unnecessarily every day. So, fully preventable stuff like diarrhea, 22-cent salt pill, they don't die. Well, that's pretty cool. Why don't we do that? They're dying unnecessarily because they don't have enough money. Over half of the world, half of that population lives on under $2 a day, which is barely scraping by. If I look at that building, was 17,000 people fit into that saddle dome?
19,289.
How many?
19,289.
So 20,000 people. So kind of graphic, but it helps me visualize and put some reality around the numbers. If every day that thing filled up 1.5 times, people walked in, got out, walked in half, that's how many people die every day unnecessarily from extreme poverty. We could stop it all. So a bit of a visualization. Currently, less than 20% of the world's population, including us, consume 80% of the world's resources. I've heard this stat thrown out there, if everyone lived like North Americans, we'd need 12 Earths to support those people, 12. So the current model isn't really sustainable. A few facts about money. The richest 2% of all adults in the world own more than half of all the whole household wealth. 2% of the people have over half of the wealth. Interesting. I've also heard it said that if you have a job, if you have a roof over your head, and if you have a car, even a shitty little car like my $1,000 Saab 900 1986 Turbo, which James Bond drove in one of his movies, even if you have that, you're in the top 5% wealthiest people in the world, if you have those three things. So it's pretty wild to think about how rich we really are. We're rich, man. Wow. Cool. A few military facts. This is a little disturbing. Every year, the world spends $1.46 trillion on arms. If we spent 5 days, so break that up by days, if we spent 5 days worth of that on education, we would have universal primary education. Everyone in the world would have 0 to 5 education. 5 days worth of that. And of course, my favorite, the holiday season in North America. We spend over $1 trillion on retail and wholesale during the holiday season here. $1 trillion, $1,000 billion. That's a lot of money. And at the same time, the World Bank estimates that approximately $50 billion a year, so 5% of that, would be enough to get the poorest communities out of poverty in a lasting way if we spent it properly. So 1 out of 20 gives.